Behold, the beast. The BVector W8 Twin Turbo. Gone crazy. Because we've chucked every part at it that we can for 758 horsepower, 3,040 pound curb weight, soft racing slicks. Because you gotta have a Vector, I guess. You know, it's that car. You know, it is the Vector. It's a shame they didn't put a racing modification in for the Vector, because you really could have had a lot of fun with that one. Polyphony, whichever you prefer. You really could have had a lot of fun. Just imagine a racing modified Vector. That would be awesome. Be absolutely awesome. It's just a thing of beauty. Anyways, we definitely have the measure of horsepower on the field here today. We'll see how that holds up though in the corners and all things like that. We got an Elise GT1 because that car was ultra super successful, you know. Viper GT2 dicing it up with a Toyota GT1. That makes perfectly good logical sense. This car definitely has some power. And it definitely has a typical Gran Turismo engine note. And the funny thing about this car, when I was tuning it up actually, oh yeah, big speed, you ain't got a chance. When I was tuning it up, you can't do any turbo or natural aspiration upgrades to the car, which it is a turbocharged car, hence the W8 Twin Turbo moniker, you know. It is turbocharged, but I can't think of any other car, at least that I've run across, that you can like buy regularly in Gran Turismo 2 that's the case. In case any of you guys are wondering why I'm not racing a Daihatsu Midget in the Gran Turismo World Cup, it's simply because of the fact that, well, can't get enough power to actually compete with these cars. You might have also noticed there's a little bit more crowd noise and fanfare when it was zooming down for the start of the race. Isn't that just special? Didn't that just blow your mind and make you go, whoa, this is the big time. This isn't just any Gran Turismo League Cup thing. This is the Gran Turismo World Championship. That was rather embarrassing. It was a very embarrassing spin out. That's okay though, because I'm pretty sure I have the car to beat in this championship, which is how it should always be. The Vector. Just look at that thing. It's like a UFO. It's an alien spaceship monstrosity. It has surprisingly good brakes, I must say. It's even got a sunroof. What other world-class race cars have sunroofs? Yeah, exactly. None of them. None of them. That's how great my car is. Don't worry, we got plenty of laps in this ultra long endurance race of 5 laps. Don't even have to pit for tires. I think it's Gran Turismo 3 where they started adding in tire wear into 5-lap races or something like that, and it was really silly because the tires had like maybe 8 laps of life in them. Like even if you went to the ultra super mega hard compound tires, they still had ridiculously short life. Like you were pitting every 15 minutes and it just didn't really make a whole lot of sense if you ask me. Use that big straightaway speed. And I find it pretty funny that a Toyota GT1 is not like 6 miles ahead of the Viper, which is how it should be. But hey, this is just a video game, so there doesn't need to be realism. Such as the fact that I'm driving a racing Vector W8. It doesn't need to make sense. And sadly, I think this is the only game that the Vector shows up in, which is quite a shame. At least the only game in the Gran Turismo series, I should rephrase. Whoa! Whoa! Big off! Big off! That's not what we needed. Cost us 2.5 seconds. Of course, a spin like that in the real world, that would cost you a whole lot more than 2.5 seconds. That would... That thing just snapped around. You probably would have just snapped your spine in an instant, just spinning out before you even got to the wall. Good news is, though, this is a series based on points. You don't need to win every race. Well, I feel like I should win every race, because that should be what you do in Gran Turismo. But in all fairness, our car isn't even racing modified. I don't have the giant wings. Okay, gotta remember going uphill, not to clip that curbing. There we go. The time attack Vector is out for blood. Like, seriously. Toyota GT1, Viper right on its tail. Yeah, come on. And then the Lister Storm, when it shows up, just goes absolutely nowhere. Thing gets beat on every single race. One of the worst cars in the history of Gran Turismo. I'm pretty sure I was actually quite tempted to go ahead and take a Vector, or not a Vector, a Lister Storm into this race, just because that car just... In Gran Turismo, they just never got it right. Come on, Vector! W8 power! Come on, Toyota, blow a tire! Blow a tire, come on! You guys always find a way to choke. Shortcut! Yahoo! Yes! Yes! All hail the mighty Vector! Yes! Yes! I'm not gonna lie, that race has me legitimately excited and tingling with adrenaline. That was a very fun one. But hey, you did that. If you did that nowadays in Gran Turismo, they'd give you a 5-second slowdown penalty, and they'd be like, "You're not allowed to have fun." But you do it here in Gran Turismo too. Hey, more power to you. More power to you. Ooh. I like how the Gran Turismo World Championship events don't actually pay the most money. I always found that very strange. If this is supposed to be the pinnacle of Gran Turismo racing, shouldn't the races pay out more money than the other races? Like, I think the GT500 Cup, which is the Japanese JGTC, Super GT, GT500 cars, I think those actually pay out $50,000 per race and a $250,000 bonus. But here in the Gran Turismo World Cup, nope. And this grid is like 1990s auto, like... Oh my god! Now I'm pretty sure you can actually racing modify the Elise GT1, which turns it yellow, which I think is the team that they actually raced that car or something like that, actually had it in that color or something like that, which is kind of strange to see it not racing modified in this series. This puppy definitely has better road holding than that TVR I was driving around here last time. Although the corkscrew is still going to be impossible. Just imagine this game had damage, and that damage actually related to real-world values. Like, and actually made a real difference. Be a Toyota GT1 written off. There'd be two Vectors written off right there. He's got the M12, but I got the infinitely more awesome W8, and there would have been another. There's some fancy driving right there. You know, Vector M12 race car getting together with a Jaguar XJ220. Yeah, that wouldn't cost a penny or 3 bajillion. Like, at all. Well, that'd just be... I think I might have overpowered the field. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because... it's the Vector. Just gonna keep pointing that out. And because I can't take the corkscrew anyway, so it doesn't really matter, because I'll always manage to keep the AI right behind me anyways. I think after this race, we'll go ahead and take some of the speed parts off. Only the AI has a little bit of a challenge, make the races a little bit more exciting. Although hopefully not too exciting for my sake. Come on! Okay, that's just a terrible corner right there, guys. I apologize for that. Come on, time attack Vector, go! I want to break into the 113s here. Yep, there is a GT2 Viper battling it out with a GT1 Toyota and winning. Yeah. I always knew the Viper GTSR was an awesome car. I didn't think it's that awesome. Come on. Toyota GT1 was like a Group C car in disguise that they basically said, hell yeah, hey, we made a couple of these. We gave those to Toyota higher-ups that will never drive the cars because yeah, they're not really practical cars. Although, could you imagine going to the grocery store in a Toyota GT1 road car? Just be all like, so. Although, if I remember correctly, they got away with that car because they somehow claimed that the trunk was actually part of the fuel cell or something like that. Some sort of weird technicality loophole that they found, which was pretty awesome. I remember that car was a very controversial car, not just in the fact that it was one of those homologation specials that they built for Le Mans that back in the glory days of 90s GT1 racing, where you just had to build like 2 of anything and you could go race it. That car was just weird and crazy. How it never won ever is completely unknown, because it seems like that was a car that surely should have won something. Well, at least to the best of my knowledge, I don't think it has. I don't think it ever did. Must have won something in Japan where Toyota was basically like, okay, we need to save face with this car that we've raced twice and have done absolutely nothing with but fail. to do exactly what we require. So, yeah. Which, that right there is proof as to why I will never pick Toyota to win Le Mans, because they don't know what they're doing. Booyah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Corkscrew! Nailed! Mastered! Oh yeah, we absolutely nailed the corkscrew that time by. And the final corner, oh yeah, really attacking it. Really attacking it. This lap isn't going to be all that fast, but we did it. We nailed the corkscrew. We have conquered the beast. There you go, a Vector 1-2. Yeah. A Vector 1-2. The greatest sight ever to be seen in motorsports. Such a ridiculous looking car. It really is. It's like, that's a glorious car right there if I ever did see one. Apricot Hill Speedway. Change parts. We will take the tires off once we know that we've actually won this puppy. Oh, let's put the normal chip in. It's only 14 horsepower though. Why can't I unbalance my engine or unport my ports? That's just disappointing. I want to unport my ports, so let me unport my ports. I don't even know if it'll have an effect, but we will remove the differential. Maybe that will bring the competition back to us a little bit, or maybe it will bring us back to the competition. Yeah, that easy listening jazz music. Seriously, these guys ain't got a chance against the Vector. You can't beat the Vector. Just can't be done. Well, one thing is for sure, this car does seem a little bit more wallowy. No, it does seem a little fatter. So I'm not sure that's going to really slow us all that much down. Although not keeping on the track will certainly slow us down. I'll do a very good job of that. And here's a question for you, as I am totally in the wrong gear. Did that Vector M12 GTO, did that ever race? Is that a real car? I know the M12 is a real car. Apparently, I guess it had a Lamborghini Diablo drivetrain in it or something like that, but I don't ever recall a racing version of that, which, I don't know, it looks like it should be a race car. Looks like it's got a very slippery aerodynamic shape. Hey, we might not have had all 4 tires off. That might be legitimate. Trackside marshals aren't watching anyway, so don't judge me. Just because I pulled the same stunt off at Trial Mountain doesn't mean I have a tendency to cut corners. Yep, there we go again with the... Just makes no sense. And the strange thing is, it's like that in, I'm pretty sure, every Gran Turismo game, where those cars always get bunched together, and they always race with each other. And it makes no sense, because the GT1 car is significantly faster. Like, it doesn't work. There's no way that they should ever be in the same, like, race against one another directly. There's a reason why they're in two different classes. So why are they always racing in one class? I don't understand it. I do understand it because Gran Turismo doesn't care about logic and things like that, but it's like here in Gran Turismo 2 though, you have the Toyota GT1, the R390 GT1, the Lotus GT1s, because there is an Esprit GT1 as well. And heck, you know, what would have really actually been cool, and I think if this game was made today, maybe that would happen, a roof GT1 that may or may not resemble the Porsche GT1. But man, the 90s were so cool. So cool. We have definitely upped our game. We've got a feel for the Vector. The tires have warmed up, the pressures are up, and the Vector is running mad. I like how the Gran Turismo World Cup races are going to be the biggest blowouts on this series so far. That's nice. Just goes to show you how dominant the Vector is. You can't stop it. It's like a freight train. And that was just about the perfect racing line through the S's there. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but that was definitely an impressive feat of car control. Maintaining full control over the beast, over the Vector. Oh yeah, we have got a good lap going here. And I blew it. 5-second slowdown. Just saying. I just don't care for it. Same with that magical grass in Forza. That slows you down like to 30 miles an hour instantly. It's like, no. And here is me driving with the chase camera, something I never do. Yet people ask me for it, partly because I suck at it. I think a lot of people probably drive these games in chase camera. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I mean, it is a unrealistic racing game, so I don't see why people would get their panties in a bunch. I just drive like a drunk guy in chase camera. It really is bad. It's like I can't figure out where to brake and turn and stuff. But maybe that will be my equalization factor. I'm driving chase cam for the rest of the series to make it interesting. Because I guarantee you, I will go much slower using chase cam and only chase cam. It just is weird. And if anybody watching this video becomes a billionaire and has way too much money and is interested in starting up a car company, rebuild the Vector. The Vector W8. I know some people will be like, oh, well, there's a Vector M12. What's the difference? I'll be like, well, this is the Vector. This is... I mean, if you say Vector, everybody expects you to be talking about this car because it is the Vector. Okay. Simple as that. It's like... I would say it's kind of like Ferrari and LaFerrari, you know, but no. This is the car that is the company. Not just, you know, a car that the company is just like, yeah, We can't come up with a better name, so let's just call it the. It's more or less what Ferrari did, but it's the Vector. I mean, plus the Vector is certainly cooler than any Ferrari ever, because it's like a freaking Hot Wheel, man. Like, this thing should be racing on orange tracks exclusively. It should do like loops and spins and rolls and all sorts of shenanigans and stuff. Oh yeah, you know you like that drift right there. Let's get a picture of the Vector in side-on profile. I like how you can see through the backside of that wall like it's not even there. This is so much harder. And it doesn't help the fact that it's Rome, which is like my worst track in the game. Except for maybe Rome Night. But Rome Night doesn't count because you only race on it like twice in the entire game. I don't even understand why that track is in the game, because it just seems entirely pointless because of the fact that you literally do race on it like twice. I think the only time that's actually used in like a you have to do this or you are guaranteed to race it, basically, is in the S-Class license test. Which, it's not just this version of Rome at night. It is an entirely different version of Rome at night. I remember back when I was playing this game, back when it was new, the TV that we had hooked up to our PlayStation through an RF adapter. If I remember correctly. Those were the days, right? Once again, GT2 car, dicing it up with the GT1 car. I mean, just, why not, you know? They always threw the Nissan in there. Especially seeing how this game has the 97 and the 98 Nissans. Seems kind of strange. But, no, the TV that we had at the time was, like, exceptionally dark. I mean, this was, like, a TV that had to live past its useful lifespan. We're talking about a TV that there was no such thing as a remote. You had to actually get up and change the channel. Which may or may not sound strange, but it was really dark, so the Rome night license test for the S-Class license was, like, really difficult for me back then, because it was an entirely new track. You can't hit the walls or anything like that. You can't go off the track, and you don't know the course until you're just magically dropped onto this course saying, "Here you go." That snap oversteer. Got the death wiggle going on. And see, this is how much worse I am with the chase camera. It's just way more difficult. It is entirely more difficult. It's like I could probably play this game looking at a mirror so everything is like backwards and do better than playing in chase cam. Brake early, slow down. Hit the wall. Muscling for position. Use the limiter to slow us down a little bit. There we go. Nailed our position through that corner, which I will consider that a good thing, seeing how I always suck at that corner. I can't remember if this car is four-wheel drive or not. I don't think it is, but for some reason I want to say it is. We'll see if we can catch up here. Throwing into the wall at a 45-degree angle on corner entry is not going to catch up. That just isn't going to help, but we'll just muscle our way back through onto the podium. I hear you. You ain't going to make that move. Yeah, you get back where you belong. Your vector is inferior to my vector. Come on, we can do this. We can do this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was top-notch. Top-notch driving right there. And that was definitely not top-notch. That was not top-notch. That just cost us a chance to win. Hopefully it doesn't cost us a chance at the podium, because this last corner is our worst corner compared to the AI. Although we were really clutch through there, we probably could have got there if we had one more lap, but how about that consistency right there? I'm just going to say this right now. If I wasn't driving in chase cam, I would have won that race. I will guarantee you that. We only got a 4-point margin. That's not good. That means we need to finish second or better. I'm not sure how ties work out, so I'm just going to say second or better. That way I know I have to finish at least second. You know, because I'd rather know where I need to finish rather than just say, maybe this will work, maybe, kind of, sort of. But it is midfield raceway, which should help out because of the fact that it's got straightaways and stuff. That ambiance. I like how the cars aren't even centered on the grid. Like, not even close. Not even close at all. And has the Elise finished last every single race? I think it has. Now that I think about it. I try to remember one time I saved up to buy that car because I'm like, holy crap, it's an Elise, and it's got like a lot of horsepower and everything like that, and it turned out to be basically undrivable. It was garbage. Okay, we are in second place. We just need to keep the Toyota in sight. Unless this is Formula 1 all of a sudden, and there's bonus points for the final race. Yes, that was a joke. Because that would be stupid. Like, who would dare just make a random race double points? That means... Oh, wait. Formula 1. Oh, wait, they did. Huh. Man, that thing has some straight line speed. Which makes you wonder how in the world was the Viper ever battling with it in the first place. I don't know. But we're right where we need to be. I would rather win, but hey. Gotta think about big picture racing here. And yes, you may have noticed I'm not driving in chase cam. Want to make sure we win. Well, I have to say, it is a shame that we're not racing against the 1998 Toyota GT1, which is also in this game, because, hey, why not bolster car counts by just repainting the car? I always like the 1998 version. Oh, come on. Okay, third person camera. Okay. There's 2 laps left. And oh my goodness, infinite repeat is not cool, Gran Turismo. Can't remember if it does that in the endurance races as well. If it did, that would just be really annoying. Having the same song over and over and over again for like 40 minutes to 2 hours. So here's the question, would this car pass modern car-to-passenger or car-to-pedestrian crash tests? That nose has to be like at knee/shin height, and would just go through a row of pedestrians or something like that, crossing the sidewalk with that thing. Oh boy, it is not going to be nice. Seeing how apparently car-to-pedestrian accidents is the reason why Ford can't make the GT anymore, because its nose is too low and they produce too many of them or something like that, or some sort of weird restriction, or they otherwise have to be at a certain height, something goofy. But yes, the field has magically caught right back up to me, and there's more than one of them. Well, maybe they're still far back. Just a hairpin to go. And flat out left-right combo. I'll buff out. Let's celebrate! Woo, yeah! Yeah, we are the champions! Which means that I think it's time for the ending credits, if I remember correctly, which means it's time for me to sing. Yay! Hey, the Elise didn't come in last! Actually, the Elise kicked the Jaguar's butt. Well, by 1 point. Still, it beat it. There we go. Gran Turismo 2. We've done it! And now I'm just going to let that all tick out with the next button. We'll scroll down here. Yes! The money. It's all about the Benjamins. Oh! I better check for my bonus items on the arcade mode disc, because I am the world champion. the world champion, man. The champion of the world. The Gran Turismo 2, man. I've never been so proud in my life. Never been so proud, man. Actually, that's not how I remember it at all. Actually, I remember there was a, maybe it was on the arcade disc, and you had to put in the arcade disc for the ending. Maybe I can't remember, but that's not the ending I thought there was, actually, which is kind of disappointing. So, well, it's time. It is time for midget racing. It is time for the midget contest. Oh yeah, political correctness. Technically that is politically correct because the car is called the Midget. And it is a contest of midgets. So therefore, it is a midget contest. Yeah! I barely got to the rev limiter by the time the lights went out. 17 miles an hour is first gear. Okay. 30 is second. I cannot imagine what it's like to drive one of these things. It's got to be absolutely terrifying on the highway or on the faster city streets. You got cars driving by doing more than your car is even capable of. Well, this has definitely got to be one of those vehicles which is an absolute blast to drive, because at the same time you can absolutely drive it flat out everywhere you go and just wring its neck out around every single corner. Well, that is until you flip, which I imagine would be quite common in a car like this. Come on, midgets! Oh yeah, not even lifting. Not even lifting. Still not even lifting. Can we turn an entire lap without lifting? We'll see next time around, because I've already lifted, but wouldn't surprise me if you could. Just kind of pitch it in sideways there. Like, why is this car even in Gran Turismo? Please. Like, what was the purpose? Who was a fan of the Daihatsu Midget and decided this game needs the Daihatsu Midget? And okay. Let's see if I can do a lap without lifting. I think this might be the most difficult corner. But man, I think they got souped up midgets. Nope. Can't be done. Cannot be done. Let's see if this could be the midget comeback of the year. You can't even go any faster. It's so slow. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's just... my thumb it's cramping up. I'm mashing the X button so hard. Even though it'll not go faster ever because it is, well, it is the Midget. Midget 2, I should say. Because the first Midget apparently wasn't fast enough, so they needed to add in a second Midget. Something like that. Figure if every version of a car gets like more power and everything like that, so it goes faster, so you have a reason to buy it. Just imagine how slow the Midget 1 must have been. Or the Midget 1 C-Type, or the Midget 2 C-Type, whatever naming system that they have. Just seriously, foot flat to the floor and you can't even do 60 miles an hour? Just no. Just no. So... that is going to put a cap on it, and that's a wrap for Gran Turismo 2. We may go back occasionally and do some more of the special races and everything like that, but yeah, it's is midget racing. Vector win the Gran Turismo World Cup. I think that pretty much sums it all up. You know, the Vector and the midget. It is Gran Turismo 2 at its finest. So, hope you guys have enjoyed this playthrough. At least it's a stopping spot. Again, we might come back and do more events, one of the special cup events and everything like that. So, if I feel like it. But look at the tires just go through the fenders. Not even a care in the world. Just so what? Those golf cart tires, for crying out loud. So, hope you guys have enjoyed this. Bye.